I need a place to stay for a couple of days. Can't go home, can't go to school, don't want to talk about it.
Got it. I knew that Alex wanted to talk about it, but I had a lot on my mind. I had a rough morning with Joe.
Okay, I've been feeling some pressure about what to do after I graduate this year, and my parents are constantly asking me about it.
I thought that you were going to work.
So did I. Lately, I've been questioning everything. I even thought about becoming a fellow.
Hey, Alex, that's a big change. But at least you get to keep the same name.
I'm not even sure it's what I really want.
Okay, you have to be very sure because I heard it's even harder to reverse it. Alex is going to be a very nervous man.
And we got Alex here with us today. That's a clip from Modern Family celebrating season 10 of Modern Family. We got a really very special guest that we have to treat like royalty this morning. DB, can you run down a litany of accomplishments?
Well, you just heard a clip from Modern Family, which she's been starring in for quite a long time now. And before I get to her accomplishments, I just have to say we were talking about this earlier today. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, we had Alex Winter on the show, which I thought was strange because your character is named Alex and your real name is Winter, and you're both. It's just like a weird coincidence that you came right after him.
Right.
So, yeah.
I actually think I looked on the internet once because there was this stupid story that like my dad or someone texted me and they were like, you have to look this up. And I searched like Ariel and like a bunch of other people came up like with like either like my last name or something like that. And then I saw Alex Winter, and I was like, this is bizarre.
Yeah. So there's no relation whatsoever, no tie deep in the family, nothing like that?
No, I mean, not that I know of, but you know how that works with family, you never know. So
just two Winters in the business.
How many Winters are there?
I mean, Winter's my middle name.
One a year.
You never know. I mean, oh, wow, that was funny.
Yeah, we caught that. Yeah, somebody's with us. All right, yeah, like that. All right.
Oh,
Good.
All right.
All right, well, she plays Alex Dunphy on Modern Family, and she's here right now. Ariel Winter.
Ariel Winter's here. What's up, Ariel? How you doing?
I'm good.
What you do last night?
Well, I went to dinner with your daughter.
Yes, indeed.
Oh. We went out, we partied all night, you know. Got back to my hotel at like 5, and I just like got some, no.
You know, it's funny because Kiyomi hit me and said, hey, Daddy, Ariel's coming on your show. Yeah. I said, really? When's she coming? It's about a week ago. I said, is she? She's coming on the show? She was like, yeah. And all I could think of is, how much can I get from Ariel about Kiyomi? That's all I was. And I was going down the wrong path.
Wow.
Right
okay. So you reeled yourself back in.
I reeled myself back in because I realized I don't. Well, how long have y'all known each other?
Well, now like 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And what is her best quality, you think?
Well, I mean, Kiyomi has so many great qualities, and this was something that like I noticed in high school. She gives no fucks. She is herself. She is herself, and that is something that like doesn't happen. I mean, because we went to school in LA, so people are just not like that. And she was just herself all of the time. She was kind. She was funny. She was smart. She said what was on her mind, and I love that about her because that's how I am. Like, I don't care. I'll say it. Yeah. So it's like, it was nice to meet somebody else like that who is just an awesome person that I can relate to and talk to all the time.
And you know what? We were discussing, like, the word feisty. I take that as a compliment. It makes me feel like I'm outspoken. I'm comfortable within myself. Like you said, I don't give any fucks. Would you consider yourself feisty then?
Definitely. Yeah. I'm... You know, it's funny when people, I've always said, if somebody calls me a bitch, I don't really care. I, like, take it as a compliment.
Okay.
I'm like, thank you so much. You're right. That's so great.
So you take bitch as a compliment.
Because it's so stupid to call someone that because it's like, what's wrong with that? Like, I stand up for myself. I am myself. I am real about it. And I think that that's funny. So, like, you could call me feisty. You could call me that. Like, you call me anything, and I'm like, thank you.
She did the hair flip,
That's
too.
so nice.
Every time she does the hair flip right there.
Took the power out the word.
How does that work? Could you have a boyfriend?
I do, yeah.
Levi?
Yep.
How you say his last name? Is it
Meaden?
Meaden? I know this because we were watching a movie he was in with Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
And then Kiyomi goes, oh, that's Ariel's boyfriend in the middle of the theater. So you're all up in my life. How does that work? How did that work with him when you met him? Did he note that quality in your personality?
I think that's one of the things that brought us together. I first met him super randomly at this party that I was super bored at. It was like, I'll rephrase that. So it's like an industry party, and when you go to industry parties, it's kind of like, you know, a few people there, but like your job there is to like go and talk to people and introduce yourself. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like when I want to go over and I want to meet somebody, but I always find it weird to be like, oh, that person like does this job. Go over and like introduce yourself and like give him your name and your number. I'm like, no. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go. And then I went over to this person and I knew his manager at the time, and I went over and said hi to him, and I looked behind him and I saw this like sexy blonde dude, and I was like, hey, and I introduced myself. I basically like
pushed him out the way.
No, because I'd never seen him before, and that's something. I've grown up in LA. I've been acting since I was 4 years old, so I know basically like all of the guys that are around my age or even slightly older than me, and I'd never seen him, so I was like, who is this guy? So I just stuck my hand out. I was like, I'm Ariel. It's nice to meet you. We started arguing about something. Yeah. I guess I had said something, and then he like wanted to debate it. And so then we argued about random politics. But here's the funny thing. He had a few drinks and I hadn't, so I think he didn't realize that we were like kind of on the same team about it. But I argued with him anyway because it was cute.
It worked itself out. Works itself out.
Yeah, I was going to say, arguing is such a nice, like, classic flirting technique.
Yeah, and
in some ways,
he was so because that's the thing. We weren't like angry, but he was super intelligent, and that was something that I liked. And he was very himself, and I was very myself. And I think he was very surprised at meeting me. That like at the first time, I was the one who I gave him my number. Like as he was like exiting, I was like, yeah, well. Here's my number. Give me your phone. I put my number in, and he looked super surprised. And he texted me like 2 hours later, and yeah.
Ariel bagged Levi. I like that. All right, she bagged that.
Feisty wins.
Well, I mean, I knew what I wanted to do. So I also said to myself, I was like, okay, well, if he doesn't contact me, that's fine. I mean, I met him. I had a good time.
Yeah.
But he did.
Do y'all concern yourself both being actors? You know, in this world of this digital space we all live in, folks are always seeking information about your relationship.
It sucks.
It's like everywhere you go, is it always somebody snooping, or how is that working out for you guys?
You know, it doesn't even need to be somebody snooping. It's kind of just like you don't even have to have a picture where you look kind of like salty at each other, and they're like. Oh, they broke up. Like, this is it. She went to dinner with that person the other night. She's having an affair. And you're like, that's my dad. Like, I went to dinner with my dad. So it's kind of, people will take anything. Neither of us really like social media. I don't like it.
Oh, wow.
He's from Canada. He's a little older than me. He does not like it. He's like, I don't get it. I'm not good. Like, he's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to, like, post a photo of myself. Like, what's the caption going to be? Like, me next to the window. I'm like, yeah, babe, that's great. But for me, I don't get it either, because I'm like, I don't care about what I eat in the morning, like posting it and whatever and all these things. So I try and post only things that, like, you know, like my dogs or stuff like that, or some things about us. But I've started to try and keep that more private, because I realize now as I post less of and I keep it more private, there is less there's less of anything that they can say. We'll go, like I said, we'll go out and maybe I'm in like a really crappy mood because I was like so tired and he had to wake me up early, and we'll go outside and a paparazzi will take a photo. They sit outside our house, which really sucks.
They literally sit outside the home you live in.
They sit on the side streets, and there's like one on each side street to see what street I take.
Wow.
And then they follow. So it's like, I'm obviously sort of in a bad mood. Maybe it's not him. It's just like, they take that photo and they're like, trouble in paradise, all of these. And you're like, no, it's great. Dude, I'm just having a crap morning.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Damn, they're hibernating outside of her house.
That's bananas.
Could you even imagine?
You ever thought about befriending them? I know, like, some celebrities...
No.
Okay, yeah.
No.
It's sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you date a celebrity, they're going to be all over both of you guys to see what's going on. Are you together? Are you fighting? You know, where are you eating at? But if you date a regular guy, then you have to sort of make him comfortable with everything that's going on in your world, because then they're just going to be like, who's this guy? This random dude that she's dating. You know, do you find it that sort of compatibility?
Yeah, I mean, because he's originally from Canada, he only moved out here permanently like 2.5 years ago. and we've been together for 2 years. So it was a whole. He had been to LA for like pilot seasons and to do this and that for work, but he had never like fully lived here and experienced that.
Right.
That was something we had to go through with, because women always get followed more by the paparazzi because like, oh my God, did her skirt blow up and now it's a huge photo, or like, who is she walking with, what's she wearing, why is she at the grocery store? So it was something that he really had to get used to, and he didn't love it. I talked to him about it, and he was like, he's like, it's weird because people just say anything they want at all times. They take photo of you at all times. It's like, he's like, I don't know. And people's he was like, it's always weird. And I was like, I understand that. It is weird. It's not something that I love either, but it's something that comes with the territory if we're going to be together. So,
And if you're being successful, it's 10 seasons for Modern Family. You know what I mean? People been looking at this face for a long time.
Right.
They want to know more, right? Congratulations on 10 seasons of Modern Family, too. I want to open up the phone lines and talk about that. Ariel Winter is here, 888-742-3345. Give us a call. Sway the Morning, Shade 45. Ariel Winter is here, Modern Family. You a fan, 888-742-3345. What you, Team Nikki or Team Cardi? Ooh. Ariel? Or Team both?
I mean, I think they're both fantastic. I mean, they're both super talented. Yeah. I love Cardi because I feel like she's a little less polished in a good way. Like, she is... That's another thing. She is very real. She is very herself. She doesn't try and make herself be something that she's not. She's super talented. She's fun. Like, there's a lot of different things that, and it's not that Nikki doesn't do that. She does. But it's a little different. I feel like Cardi does something a little different.
Do you rap Cardi songs?
I do in my car.
Okay, let me hear
this.
But
no.
Come on.
You don't know this?
If you wanted to.
It's expensive. These is red bottoms. These is bloody shoes.
Come on, boo.
Damn.
She crashed the car.
Took a handle.
You can't fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive. These is red bottoms. These is bloody shoes. Okay, I'm done. I'm making an ass out of myself. I do love her though. I love her. I listened to Invasion of Privacy for like 4 months straight. I wouldn't turn it off, and she's just awesome.
She's awesome, right?
Yeah.
So you find time to go to concerts and be in regular social circles, considering who you are?
I mean, I'm a homebody, so I don't really. I don't really want to venture out too much. I'm not super lame, but I go to concerts with somebody I really like and I really want to see, definitely. I'm kind of bad at looking online for people that I want to see. Like, I will love an artist and then I will see that they had a concert near me and I'm like, oh crap.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes I'll look it up and I'll be good about that and I'll be like, I heard this person might be playing near me and I'll get tickets and I'll go. But a lot of the times I miss it and that sucks. But I saw Eminem twice. Oh, he's awesome. Yes. I saw him in Australia once years ago. It was honestly the best concert I've seen. And then I took my dad to see him and Rihanna at the Rose Bowl a few years ago because my dad loves him as well. So it's just me and my dad in the car and we're bopping. But my dad went and he loved it. We had such a great time. So it's those types of things when it's something big like that, Eminem. I went to see Jay-Z and Beyonce with my best friend Joe. So I do make it out to some concerts, but I'm not hip enough to see online and be like, hey guys, do you want to go to this concert? They always message me and they're like, did you see so and so's in town? And I'm like, no.
Well, you busy.
You got a job. A lot of folks ain't got a job. What is your when I listen to you talk, and a lot of what you're talking about falls under the umbrella of fame. When you talk about the paparazzi and even the way you met your boyfriend, what is it now that you're famous? What is it that you like about fame? And then what is it? I always hear what people don't like about fame, but what is it that you do like about fame?
I mean, not much. It's not really why. I started in the industry at 4 years old, so I guess I really wasn't it wasn't like at 4 years old, so I guess it wasn't like me saying like I want to be famous. But I don't know if there's that many great things about it. I mean, the only thing would be that I have a platform to talk about things that I care about.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to me. That's great because not everybody has that and they're passionate about issues. And so it's like if I can be passionate about mine, I'm not great at being able to put those out there yet. I'm still trying to figure out like how to put it out there because in a conversation I can like tell you all of my views, but I'm like trying to figure out how to incorporate them into like social media because that's how it works. Right. That's how I reach people. But that's probably the only thing, or the occasional like dinner restaurant or dinner reservation, which I never do, but like I've done it like once.
And it worked.
And it was awesome. I wanted the food so bad. I can't remember what it was, but I did it and I felt like crap about it, but I was like, this food is so good. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
With regards to
that's all you like about fame.
You get bad shit for free.
Yeah, right? but the thing is like I don't. It's not something I want. Like so many people get in the industry and they want to be famous. Right. They want to be everywhere.
Right.
I want to do my job. I want to make money. Like I don't go out there and do that so I can like be a socialite. Yeah, I like to go out and have my thing, but like that's not why I do it. Yeah, you get some stuff and that's great. And I'm super lucky to get what I get and be able to go the places I go. But being seen everywhere and having people feel like you're not entitled to any privacy, that your life is basically just public because you signed up to be famous when you just actually signed up to do a job you care about and make money like we all want to, but the same like general freedoms and privacy doesn't really apply anymore. And I think that is what kind of makes me go nah.
Oh, but Ariel Winter is here from Modern Family celebrating season 10, airing Wednesday at 9 p.m. Nicola is on the line for Phoenix. What's up, Nick? Is it Nicola or Nicola?
Nicola.
How you doing?
Hi.
Good, how are you?
Great. Say hello to Ariel.
Hi, Ariel. You're my favorite character on Modern Family.
Thank you.
You're so beautiful. My one question for you is, I know that you have really big boobs. I'm wondering, how do you guys pop them on camera? Because, I mean, I don't really see them. I see them on...
Well, so I had really big boobs. I still have big boobs, but, like, I had really, really big boobs, and I got them when I was, like, 12 or 13. Like when I was 11, I really wanted boobs. Actually, I was 10 or 11. I like really wanted boobs.
Surgery or you grew into?
No,
them?
I grew them.
Okay,
like I was.
She said I got them. Just make
no. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I said it weird.
Naturally.
But, yeah. When I was like 10, I was like, oh, I want boobs. I was like, I had no boobs, nothing. And then like overnight, it just like it grew, and then it kept growing, and then I got to like a C when I was like 13. I was like, this is great. Like stop, and it didn't, and it kept going, and they were just giant. So we'd have to like do as much as we could to be able to hide that on the show. I actually ended up getting a breast reduction about 4 years ago, so that's probably why you don't see it so much on the show now. They also put me in pretty baggy clothes. They may look like they're form-fitting, they're not, so that might help with it.
Did that reduction help you a lot? What was the benefit?
Oh, yeah. It helped me. I know the funniest thing was when I did it, so many people on the, like I got so many comments from guys on my Instagram that was like, you ruined what God gave you. Oh. They were like, we never want to see you again. You took away your giant boobs. I was like, I did. It's great. I mean, sometimes with boobs that big, it hurt. I mean, and I'm short. I'm small. So it's not like I had height or anything to carry it. I was always just like hunched over. I had bad indents in my arms. It's my cousin's almost slipped almost slipped a disc because of her boobs. So it was kind of like, wow. I just was like, I don't want to feel this way. I didn't care what anybody said in the air. I didn't care about that. It's always awkward finding clothes when you're small and you have giant boobs, though, because it's like you're a small everywhere else, but you're like an extra large in your boobs, and you're like, well, they don't make that. But it's really been amazing for me, and I recommend it for anybody who feels that way and feels like they'd rather have that. There's nothing wrong with it. It helped my life, so. Nicola,
you could do the same thing, okay? You're a citizen, Nicola. All right, Ariel Winter is here. Season 10 of the Modern Family. Are there going to be any spinoffs? Is this the last season, or?
I mean,
what do we know?
They've been saying it's the last season for a few years, so we never really know. Hopefully it's not. I mean, we love our jobs. We're super lucky and super grateful to be employed and to be employed with the people we're employed with. But you never know. I mean, it's never really explicitly our decision, as cast. So it's if it all works out, hopefully people are in talks for another season. So that would be great. I haven't really heard of any spin-offs though. If like season 11 doesn't happen, I haven't heard about that. But
yeah, okay. If they do a spin-off, I think you need your own spin-off. All right, Ariel Winter's here. Ariel, before you go, we do this thing for our first-time guest, and it's called the Mystery Sack.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and reach in.
Dig deep, dig deep.
Put your hands into Sway's sack.
That sounds gross.
Wait, hold up. It's Kayomi's friend. Hold up.
Mystery sack on Shade 45.
My best behavior. Daughter's friend.
All right,
y'all graduated at the same time, right?
Yep, same class. Yeah.
I was at the graduation.
Well, I was there. I tripped walking up to get my diploma.
I saw you. And what I noticed is all the girls in the graduating class had some banging ass shoes on.
You mentioned that when you came back from it. I remember.
Yeah. What did you wear?
Louboutins.
Hey.
Okay, yeah. I was like,
red
yeah. So.
Yeah. All right.
But they made me trip to get my diploma. But whatever, I still looked good.
Okay.
You had your bloody shoes. Alrighty, Miss Winter. So stick your hands inside the sack.
I love
Grab
it.
one question at a time. You're gonna do 3 total.
Okay.
Read it out loud.
And answer
then
honestly.
Answer on. Yep.
What's the wildest thing you've seen at a party? Oh wow.
A lot to choose from.
That my daughter was at. No,
You really?
Go.
Oh, well, now you put me on the spot.
No,
I don't
I'm
know.
joking.
I've seen some. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. But
okay.
I've seen some weird crap being in LA for so many years in this industry. But, oh, God, I don't know. Okay, well, I don't know. Can I take a second to think about this and do another one?
As long as you come up with a good answer.
I'm going to try.
Okay. Okay, cool. We've never done this before. We'll skip question 1 and go to question 2.
Okay. Because I don't know. I always get, like, stumped when I read it and it's something. Oh, crap. Okay. All right. Amanda Bynes recently spoke about being a nightmare on different movie sets. How would you deal with a drugged out, annoying co-star? That's a good one.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I mean, I try and be super professional, but, like, I don't know if I'd be able to handle that. I'd be like, bitch, get your shit together. But, I don't like doing 1,000 takes. I like to do my job and go home.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to be here all night.
I'm sorry, Ariel.
Because, no, I'd probably be nice about it until, like, the very last moment where I was like, dude, you didn't show up.
Right.
I drove to Malibu. So it's like, you never know. I'd probably be very nice about it. I'd go to the higher ups than me first, and I'd be like, can you please tell her this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that doesn't work. You never know. So,
bitch, get your act together.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay, you got your answer for the first question?
The wildest thing I've seen at a party. Well, I don't know. So there was one thing that happened. I was at this party, and there were 2 people, like, having sex in someone else's bedroom, which is not the wild, but like, so a bunch of people just, like, walked in, right? And, like, okay, like, they didn't care, they, like, didn't even seem to notice them, but, like, people just started sitting in the room and, like, having conversations, but like, by the way, the room wasn't that big. Like, you think, like, the wildest thing I've seen at a party is, like, a ton of drugs, but, like, that's not as wild to me as, like, 2 people having sex in somebody else's bedroom, which is not the wild part. The wild part is, like, you chose, there was so much other space to have that general conversation about what you're doing with your life than that room.
Like a live art piece.
Yeah, like I mean, there were people doing their drugs in that room too, but like a group of people, like maybe 4 people, like came in and like sat on the floor, and the room wasn't that big, just like sat on the floor and had a conversation.
Damn, pass me that towel, dog.
I was like, really?
How you know that happened?
This is the spot? It was weird.
Were you in the room?
Right.
I walked into the room,
okay.
and then I honestly, I did stand there for a second, like, survey the situation.
Somebody had to.
But then nobody else seemed to, like, get the full picture but me. Like, I really walked in there. I was like, is this really happening?
Hello, somebody's fucking.
Yeah.
All right, okay,
but not even that. I just was like, what has happened?
Okay, one last question.
The grand finale.
It's getting weird. Okay.
So let me pull over a seat.
Yeah, it was like,
what do you
but
think
they
about
weren't even
space?
looking. That was the thing. Most of them weren't even looking. Like, and it was pretty loud. Like, nobody was looking. They're having their own, like, family discussions. I was like, weird. Okay. What's the most overrated food, experience, or item rich people hype up way too much? Truffles.
Oh.
Truffles, like any of those truffles. I have heard people that will spend like $12,000 on one dish with truffles, and I'm like, dude, what? I don't like truffles, but I'm also like, really? I'm like $12,000 on like a pasta that has like 4 small shavings of truffles? And then, I mean, they just, like, take photos of it, and then it's, like, on the internet, like, hashtag food porn, like, hashtag I afford it. Yeah. I can afford it, but, like, what? Yeah, so that would have to be it. I hate truffles.
Ariel Winter, ladies and gentlemen.
That might have been the best mystery sack of all time.
Yo, this
Give her a round of applause, man.
That's my bitch.
Yes, you come back anytime.
Come back once, like, every month.
Yeah, we need the world according to Ariel. We're going to have a new segment, okay?
Segment with
Hey, don't forget, season 10, Modern Family, airing Wednesday at 9 p.m. What a great show. Kudos to the writers. It never gets dull. You know, it's always funny. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay, Ariel. And we'll see each other outside of the mics.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay? All right, who we got coming up next?
Amanda Seals.
All right, you know her from Insecure. Amanda Seals is here. 888-742-3345. Call her.